Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a speed clean of the main floor of my house. Last week we did the top floor and I explained to you guys I only do one floor at a time because I have a 4-month-old and it's just too crazy to get it all done in one day. But I'm going to start off in my living room, and yes, those are plain pillows with no pillow covers on them. I have my living room makeover coming next week. I actually just put out a video right before this one where I'm just doing a haul on all the decor that I bought for the makeover, and I announced a $50 home goods giveaway. It's for an e-gift card, so if you're interested in that, you could go ahead and check out my previous video. I'll link it down below. So I'm just really picking up in my living room and putting everything neatly to the corner because I don't put the swing or the bouncer or the things that she uses every day away, because what's the point if I'm just gonna take it out again. And I'm gonna vacuum my carpet here. Yes, my big old ugly vacuum. I complained about it in my last clean with me, and I'm gonna keep complaining about it until I finally get me a Hoover or a cordless vacuum. And just a heads up, that is my Aussie Doodle there. His name is Marbles. And he will be literally throughout this entire video following me around. He's such a curious dog. And if you know about Aussie Doodles, you know that they're very curious and always need to be up to something. He is always up to something. And what's funny is you're gonna see he's scared also of the broom or the vacuum or anything really that I clean with. So you'll see him still be curious but afraid at the same time. It's hilarious. So now that I'm done with the sitting area, if you guys watch my previous speed clean, you guys know that I love to light a candle after I finish a room. After I do this, I'm going to go ahead and clean my entryway and tidy up. If you guys want to see how I did this entryway and this whole makeover and the board and batten wall there, you could go ahead and check out my first video of my entryway makeover. It is on my page. But yeah, I'm just picking up here, and this is where I kind of put to the side the bouncer and the Mamaru and everything that she uses every day. It's kind of like the corner where I put everything, but if guests come over, I do clear it out. So now I'm just gonna clear off and wipe down the TV stand, but watch as I'm like super careful around my husband's precious PS5. He adores the thing. He got it for Christmas, but the funny thing is that my daughter was born right before Christmas, so he doesn't even get to use it that often, but he still loves it when he does. Here, my daughter just woke up from a nap, so I'm just greeting her. I love her, you guys. Seriously, I never knew you could love something so much until I became a mother. But now I'm gonna sweep my floors and mop them Again, using an old school broom because I don't have a cordless vacuum. I am trying to convince my husband to get it, that it's worth it. And I mentioned this before, but I use the Method Squirt and Mop to mop my wood floors. If you have hardwood floors, I highly recommend it. I love how it leaves the floor. It leaves it so soft that if you are walking with socks, you will slip and fall. And I love that. It just feels super clean after I use this. Now for my dining room, it's not much to pick up in here, just my husband's lunchbox, and this chair over here became the dump ground for a bunch of paper and packages and whatever the case is. So I'm just gonna clear that off. And also I'm gonna take off everything that's on the table. It was set for a while because a while back I had some guests, so I had it set and I haven't took it down all the way from, guys, that was like 2 months ago. So it's just unrealistic to have your table set all the time. So I'm just taking it down and I'm gonna wipe down and vacuum the table. Yes, you heard that, vacuum. Because my table has like these lines where you can see and they're like cracked and all the crumbs get underneath there, and you can't get it any other way but to vacuum it. And also when I take off this table runner, there's gonna be a bunch of crumbs. It's embarrassing, but it's life. So this is what I'm talking about, all these crumbs, and they get in between those cracks, so I have to vacuum it. And it's another reason why I want the Hoover, because the Hoover has a detachable setting where you can just easily vacuum things like this. But also, I wanted to ask you guys, I am kind of over this chocolate stain on my table, so I've been wanting to sand it down and sand also the chairs. I was thinking like a lighter color, if you saw the color of my coffee table, something like that, and then the chairs, paint them with a black chalk paint. You guys can let me know in the comment what you think that would look like, if you think it would look good or bad, or if you have any other suggestions, whether I should go darker or lighter. Whatever you guys think, just let me know, because I am also going to be doing something in my dining room. Now I'm just gonna sweep and mop my dining room. I didn't include much of the mopping footage because I literally spent the entire time fighting with my dog to get out the way and stop stepping on my newly mopped floors. So I just didn't include the footage because I didn't think you guys wanted to see me fussing with my dog. Now finally, my kitchen, I'm just going to clean up in here before I do my dinner and dessert that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, just because I hate cooking in a dirty kitchen. So there's not much to do here, just some trash, wiping down the counters, clearing them off, and doing the dishes. So now I'm just going to clear off this part of the counter where I just had a bunch of stuff and grocery. And that NutriBullet baby, I shared it in my meal prepping video that I had bought that because my daughter's 4-month appointment was the other day, and I was gonna ask about starting solids. And I know there's a big controversy, I see it all over TikTok, on whether you should start at 4 to 6 months, but there were just some medical reasons that I wanted to ask my doctor if I could start her on them, and she did give me the okay. And I tried a tiny bit, but she just didn't like it and she didn't seem ready. She still had the tongue reflex, so I decided to wait closer to the 6 months. Here I'm just hand washing my dishes because something is wrong with the dishwasher, and I honestly am old school and I prefer washing dishes by hand. Anyways, it's relaxing to me. Let me know in the comments if you're the same way. But the dishwasher messing up all the time is just proof why the old school way is the best way. Okay, so here I'm actually gonna be doing something that I seen on one of my favorite YouTubers channel, Till Vacuum Do Us Part. She did a video on how there's some TikTok hacks that she didn't know about with cleaning, and apparently I didn't know either, because I didn't know my toaster had these little dump trays where all the crumbs are supposed to fall. So I'm gonna clean those, but also I shaked it a little bit because there was some crumbs that wouldn't come out. If you have a better way to get those stubborn crumbs out, let me know in the comments. But for now, shaking and the trays worked for me. And finally, I'm just gonna be cleaning my microwave. It is disgusting. The reason why it's like that, because I actually meal prepped some spaghetti for my husband this week, and he was heating up the whole week the spaghetti without putting a plate on top, so all the sauce is just popping all over the place. So I'm just gonna clean that up. So now that I finished all that cleaning, I am so hungry, so I'm gonna jump into dinner. We're gonna be making some mayo panko crusted chicken with some asparagus in the oven. Super easy, just some mayo, and I season the mayo and the chicken with the same thing, some paprika, garlic, and salt and pepper. And then you just coat the chicken with the mayo, dip it in the breadcrumbs, and you're all done. You pop it in the oven for 375 for about 30 to 40 minutes. I did 40 minutes because the pieces of chicken I used were a bit thicker. But I do want to give a shout out to Kale. She doesn't know me, but I watch her channel, and she did cook something similar to this on her channel, and I didn't get the recipe from her. This is a recipe that I've been using, but she did put me in the mood for it, so I don't want her to think that I'm copying off her channel or anything. And she also did a dump cake, and it's a different dump cake than the one that I'm going to be doing today, but again, she did put me in the mood for this, so this is why I'm doing this today. But both of these recipes are delicious, guys. You guys need to try them. I will link the recipe for the dump cake down below, but this chicken one is just my makeshift recipe that I've been doing. So now I'm just laying the asparagus next to the chicken, and I drizzle some olive oil and season with salt and pepper, and that's all. Now for the apple caramel dump cake. This was so good. I've been seeing dump cakes all over TikTok. You know that girl that's like, don't mix it. but I never thought to try one until I see it on Brianna's channel, and she made it look so easy. So I looked up this recipe and it was so good. You guys need to try it. I will link it down below. But it's just some apple filling, and then you season it with some cinnamon and nutmeg. The exact measurements are on the recipe, but I didn't use exact measurements. I just winged everything. That's kind of how I cook and I bake. So after that, you just mix it all together and you evenly spread it. Then you're gonna take some caramels and just spread them all over the dish. These are baking caramels. I got them from Target. They have the Target brand as well. They just didn't have it when I went. They didn't have it in stock, so I got the Kraft brand, and it was really good. Then you just take your cake mix and spread it throughout the dish evenly as well. The recipe says you can use spice mix or yellow cake or butter golden like I did. But if you use the spice cake, you should tone down the cinnamon and nutmeg. But I used the butter golden and it turned out really good, so I would suggest that. And then you just take a stick and a half of butter, melt it in the microwave, and then spread it all throughout the dish. And you pop this in at 350 for 45 minutes. Okay, that's it, you guys. Both dinner and dessert are done. Everything turned out so good. The dinner I just served with some vegetable rice pilaf that I already had. I'll link the recipe down below. And this dumb cake, you just want to eat nice and warm with a bit of vanilla ice cream. It's so good. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you found everything helpful in this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next week's living room makeover video.